What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Unscripted Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Eduardo, and I'm here with my co-host, Edward. What is up, Edward?
What's going on, Ed?
Just a little, just
Still
man,
kind of, still kind
bummed
of
out.
grieving.
Still kind of bummed out about Sunday, but I know the future's bright, and it'll be just next season's better. Next season will be better, but
I mean, it was
yeah,
just it was a long tease, but we finally got to Sunday, and that's what everybody's waiting for. But
yeah.
yeah, the results probably not what you.
Well, honestly, what not a lot of fans wanted, to be honest, as your background, if you can move a little bit to the side, it's not what a lot of people in America wanted the Super Bowl. And yeah, you can clearly see where what states are rooting for these two teams that want the Super Bowl. But yeah, it's not the result that anybody wanted. Obviously, me as a Commander fan, I didn't want, but we'll talk about that soon. Not that much football left over, man. It's just the crazy how the season is about to end. Literally, next week is the Pro Bowl, and then the Super Bowl in 2 weeks. After
Yeah,
that, the
that
draft, free agency.
that is like my takeaway too. One, football surprisingly kind of went by pretty quickly. Honestly, maybe it could, maybe from like my point of view, maybe it's because I'm a Steelers fan. We had like those three straight games in
Yeah.
11 days, but maybe that's what kind of expedited the process. But yeah, football surprisingly kind of went by really quick this year.
And they want to add more games, maybe add potentially 19 games. So I mean, who knows? This is 18 games, and that's still a lot, obviously for the players. But as fans, obviously you want to watch more football. But you know, we'll see. I won't be surprised if they move into 19 games in the regular season. But let's move on to the game. Obviously, the Commanders. Watch the Commanders took on the Eagles at Link Financial Field. I think the Commanders were 6.5 underdogs in this game. Man, like I think just to say like this whole week leading up to this game, I've never ever seen the area like kind of get ready and just like so excited for this kind of game because obviously as a fan of the team when there were the Redskins and then the football team and then now the Commanders, like I've never witnessed any type of game like this, even won an NFC championship, even a potential Super Bowl appearance. And to see all this, like it brought a lot of joy to me to see that. And I was so excited to watch this game. Obviously, the result didn't is not what a lot of us expected it to be, but or wanted to be. But it was a fun season. But let's just jump right into the game. Obviously, the Commanders lost 23-55. What's your thoughts on this game in particular?
The thoughts on this game. I mean, we live in the area. We are from the Washington, D.C. area. So you do root for the home team. Me personally, this playoff game, I think it's because, I'm a Steelers fan and our
Yeah.
first playoff game was against the Ravens and it's against the playoffs. So maybe it's because you guys are actually going against an actual rival in the division. This one just had there's a little more impact to it.
And there's a
And
little bit more like, like there's more juice to it. There's more, the players have more like, obviously you can see it with AJ Brown and Lattimore. They had some beef there. So obviously it's divisional rivalry. It's the trip to the Super Bowl. And obviously, with the Eagles, if the Eagles players, and, I'm sure that reflects, the fans reflect to what the Eagles are, Sirianni,
for all we
everything.
know, I mean, AJ Brown, Marshawn Lattimore are getting into it. Fans of the stand are probably getting into it. Fans of the tailgate are probably getting into it. But they'll probably continue into the next season when they play each other next season.
But yeah, man, like
But
literally,
yeah,
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
I was pulling for the Commanders, but the takeaway is just like this Eagles team and like that offensive line. My God. We could talk about it a little later, but truthfully, the Chiefs could have their hands full. in the
I,
next 2 weeks.
look, man. I mean, look. This is all. This is why they brought Saquon Barkley. This is the reason why. Even though the running game previously, obviously with Gainwell, and they had what's his name? The running back that they had last couple. The Eagles.
Uh,
I
you're
can't
not talking
remember his.
about Will Shipley. You're talking about somebody else, right?
Yeah, I forgot his name. Sanders. Sanders.
Oh yeah,
Sanders.
Miles Sanders,
Man,
Saquon's teammate at Penn State.
yeah, yeah, Miles Sanders. They were running the ball pretty well, but they just needed that. Saquon was that missing piece, kind of like the Bucks when they won the Super Bowl. Like essentially, it was the same team, but they knew that they needed a quarterback because obviously they had Jameis Winston, but Tom Brady was that key guy, and then that's how they won the Super Bowl. And this is what the Eagles needed: Saquon Barkley, and to see that the first play that they ran was a
He-
60, was it like 60 plus yard touchdown?
Yeah, it's 60 yards to the house.
That set the tone for the game. That sent like that was a message to the Commanders like it's gonna be a long day for you because Saquon had his. I mean, even though he only ran for 118 and three tutties, but like I mean, only ran for 118, like he was impactful in this game.
I
Um,
mean, right when he got to the sideline, you could tell like he wants it. He's hungry.
yeah,
Like
this is why he went to Philly. That's why he went to Philly.
also, I saw a lot of things like Philly fans were very upset that he didn't break the record, even though he got 2,000 yards in the season. But now you see that in hindsight, that actually was the right call to rest him in that last week.
Yeah, I mean, you could kind of saw him in the sideline after that red. He was kind of using the massage gun. He kind of he was using the massage gun in his thighs and his ankles, but he was just getting ready. But man, like, can we just say like it's all the Giants' fault for letting him go. That clip is gonna re always gonna show up that the Giants let him go. Did not want to pay him because they thought that he was washed. And literally, I think like I told you, like that off season, like it was his revenge tour. He wanted to make sure like the Giants saw what they missed out, and
Yeah.
clearly
So any
he is
Giants fans
balling.
who sees this, I'm really surprised you guys even the idea of retaining the GM for next season. And I take maybe Dave All. He's probably he won Coach of the Year, but he probably could be on the hot seat next season if the Giants don't start winning immediately.
Yeah, but let's also talk about the game. Jalen Hurts, three touchdowns. Um, Obviously that need they had no issue with him. Either he took something or to make him feel like nothing, like it didn't hurt, but he balled out. Obviously, I mean, you wanted to see it in the air. He balled out, made some key throws. Obviously, one to AJ Brown, I think was on a fourth down. Um, he played
Like
really well. Like,
now we finally have an AJ Brown setting in the playoffs, and also when you look back, they really are going to need him. Like most likely for the Super Bowl, because not only can they run the ball, but when they have a chance to have some downfield throwing, AJ Brown's like that prime target.
yeah, and then obviously they got Goddard, Devontae Smith always going to be there. Saquon, even though he wasn't that used in the passing game, he's also there. But it's the defense, man. It honestly, what this game led to, what turnovers wins you games. And what helped Washington in the Detroit game and in the Bucks game were turnovers. And Philadelphia Eagles did made four turnovers, costly turnovers, and I think three of them got them points. Obviously, the kick return, I forgot who had the ball, and then the Eckler fumble, uh, which that led I think that led to the touchdown. The De'Ami Brown fumble too. It's just a lot of mistakes that a lot of turnovers and a lot of those little mistakes, those little things that affects this game and cost you the loss. Obviously, like the Eagles defense, it's been one of the best defense in this league, and obviously now
Yeah,
you see in certain players like the Vic Fangio defense,
yeah.
Zach
I was about to
Zach
say I
Braun.
brought it up the last episode. Big Fangio, he's got those boys. I think a lot of people thought he kind of like lost his touch with his other stocks, but he's got those boys playing hard. And Zach Vaughn.
Which he was a special teams player. He was a
Hmm.
special teams. He was on a 1 year deal, so I'm sure this guy's gonna get paid. And he's light skinned. He's not white, so he's not part. He's not part of the exotic whites. We can confirm that.
I mean, truthfully, you could have passed for Samoan. I think a lot of people really, I really saw him with his helmet off, but there you have
Yeah.
it.
But also in the backs, the exotic whites, Cooper DeJean, he made a key play. I think he forced a fumble, Blankenship.
He
That
recovered one.
yeah, that defense is no joke. And I think honestly, to be honest, I mean we're gonna talk about this probably in the next episode. But I think the Eagles and the Chiefs matchup, the matchup is gonna be really well. I think if the Buffalo Bills would have won, I think the Eagles probably would have taken the Super Bowl. But I think this the Eagles Chiefs, I think they match up pretty well. It'd be very interesting. But now let's move on to the Commander side. What a season! Like I said, what incredible season. Jaden Daniels, honestly, he played well. Obviously, that one interception. Um, man, that Tress Way trick play. Oh man, like you said, we were watching it somewhere. The excitement that it brought to everybody, it was so happy. Like, man, like it's shit, man. Like Cliff Kingsbury, he had the balls to call that play.
I mean, you're one game away from the Super Bowl. Like, might as well just pull out all the stops. And that
Yeah.
did it did set a tone early in the first quarter that to be. I mean, even though the score didn't look like it kind of did set the tone for watching the show. Like, we're not scared. We're still gonna come in your house and still gonna like do what we got to do to win.
Yeah, I mean it was close at one point. Like it was 14-12. Obviously they went for two. I think if I'm not mistaken, if it was the McLaurin touchdown that got it to 12-14. But obviously the running game was not the best. I kind of had a feeling that we like Robinson Eckler were not going to be able to run the ball efficiently, especially with that D line. Jalen Carter leading them. God, my God, that guy is a beast. He is a monster. Um, but man, like obviously, McLaurin had three catches, 51 yards. The rookie was it Quinn the
Quinion Mitchell,
Quinton
the
Mitchell?
DB.
Yeah, he did a good job on McLaurin. But honestly, man, Ertz, he has been a very very key player for this team. Obviously he's a veteran. Um, you can see it in the locker room. You know, he's loved by the fans and everybody. He balled out 11 catches for 104 yards. Now he's not set to retire, but I'm hoping they resign him because I think he's been a key part of this offense. Has helped Jaden Daniels grow as a player, as a rookie. So we'll see, man. Like I said, the future is bright for Washington. I'm gonna name you. Like I said, they have 87.6 million in cap space, the third most in the NFL. Um, and they have certain free agents right now. Like they have to resign, obviously, De'Ami Brown, Zacharias, Noah Brown, Zach Ertz. Hopefully they sign Zach Ertz. Tress Way's probably going to be re-signed. Obviously, that guy's been there. He's been through it all. Bobby Wagner, I hope they resign him. St. Juicy, probably not. He can go somewhere else. Um, and obviously they got the like, and like I said, the future is bright. I think they still need to get another tight end one. They have enough cap space. They're picked 29 in the draft. I think they also need another. I don't want to say like Brian Robinson's not a running back one, but I think we kind of need more explosiveness on that running back side. So I
like
wouldn't be.
like a shifty quick runner.
Yeah, kind of see more explosive and obviously revamp the offensive line. I mean, the offensive line did well. Obviously, we didn't have Cosme, the right guard, and it was shown. But I'm excited, and hopefully, either we sign T. Higgins or somebody. You know, obviously the offensive line need help. It could be Ronnie Stanley. Um, and we also need, like I said, running back. It could, but I think their main goal will probably be T. Higgins. But I'm excited for next season.
I
Um,
mean, it's still kind of a first, like, to even think the Redskins would even be like just hearing them like they have the 29th. My God, like
yeah,
that's a
like I said,
first.
that's what I'm saying. Like we never picked so high. I haven't seen that pick so high. So, like I said, the future's bright. I'm excited for next season for sure, for sure. The future's bright, and we will be back next season for sure. Um, no doubt in my mind. And obviously, Jaden Daniels gonna be Rookie of the Year. That's already a lock. But yeah, man, we'll see. We'll be back. Let's move
Uh,
on.
to the
Let's
AFC Championship game.
the AFC Championship game, the game that everybody wanted, David versus Goliath. Man, the Chiefs will always be the Chiefs. They won this game regardless. if they don't play the best, they don't play well, they know how to win football games, and that's the difference for to any other team. They know how to win
Now,
close games.
I have a question for you.
Yeah,
Now that they made it back to their fifth consecutive Super Bowl, do you want to crown them as the champs, or are you going to wait till the refs do it first?
Jesus Christ, man. I mean
I
that's the
mean, that's kind of been the narrative like throughout the whole season. I'm just saying, it's
look. I
just
think. I mean, look. There is some questionable. There was a lot of questionable calls in the Texans game. There's a lot of questionable calls in this game in particular. Like, come on, like first Dalton Kincaid had that first down, and then the Josh Allen on fourth down, he got it. Like the fact that one of the refs was lined
I
up
think
different than the other one.
ultimately, I feel like they use like his size as a detriment against him because maybe like when you see it, yeah, he's down like his shoulders leaning across the first down line, but they probably ruled him down based on like maybe where his knee was. A
But
lot of
that
that
ball, like
hurts.
that ball, you can see it like it crossed the line. And the fact that obviously the Texans pointed out, they know like if when you come in Arrowhead, you're gonna get calls against you. You're known, you already know. And in the Patriots, even when their dynasty was happening, like they got calls. Certain teams are gonna get calls. Like we all know this. Even you told me prior before this the Eagles and Commanders game, don't be surprised that certain calls gonna get called on the Commanders, and obviously they were certain holding calls, obviously on Lattimore and all this stuff. Certain home teams are gonna get calls in favor for them, but the fact that the Chiefs get constantly calls against them, obviously the Mahomes running and out of bounds, he didn't do it in this game, but there's certain things that he gets called on. It should be an interesting Super Bowl. I think that
Yeah,
ref was like I don't know who
ultimately,
the ref was.
it does fall on the referees, truthfully, just based on like what they see and what they call.
Yeah.
I don't even know if like any all season review can even like say they're working on the all season. I guarantee you this stuff's gonna happen again next season.
I think the only one that could, man, probably change is just that quarterback running, but I just feel like they won't because the quarterback slide and everything is just like they're protecting the quarterback. Like the rules are made to protect the quarterback. The money, the TV watching, the money grabber is the quarterback. They got to protect the quarterback. And it's
But
not like back in the day where quarterbacks were getting hit. Now like you can barely touch quarterbacks. And
like
obviously Mahomes he's smart and he uses that in his favor.
I mean, good luck giving her the tush push. Other teams are trying to like do it, but it's so weird how coincidentally the Eagles have kind of mastered the art, but the Bills it works against them for some reason.
And they have a bigger quarterback. That's crazy. But let's move on to this game. Like I said, man, Josh Allen, like I feel bad for the guy, like because it's just like he's in Mahomes. Mahomes is in the way of basically everybody in the AFC. Like
I mean, the
he
thing is now is like I think now, even like regardless of like what happens in the Super Bowl, like they're putting Mahomes in kind of like a league of his own. Now you're just stuck with like Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow in that separate tier. It's just like he even said it like to be the best, you got to beat the best, but he didn't do it, and it's just I don't feel like he's gonna dwell on it, but like that's definitely it's
it's a
just like
it's a tough
it's
loss.
a box he can't check off
Yeah,
for some reason.
and it's a tough loss for him. It really is a tough loss. He had an incredible season, MVP season. Most likely he's going to be Lamar. Um, but Mahomes did what he had to do, and he did it in a way where he used his legs. He ran the football. He ran. He scored twice, ran for 43 yards.
That's another thing with the Chiefs is like their playbook. It's a very simple. It's the West Coast offense. It's one of the oldest and simplest offenses in like NFL history. But with Andy Reid's play calling, they can scheme up so many different things, and it's like they find players that fit their scheme, but they can just like scheme up so many different things in such a creative way. Like those two scoring plays, like they were just running plays. Like even the running, I'm pretty sure they're just like designed for the running back. I'm pretty sure they just told Mahomes just like line up in the eye, just take the ball, and like have the
Yeah,
blockers follow him.
yeah.
So
Uh, but I mean, like you said, like the offense, like Kareem Hunt, man, he has been balling out for them. They signed him literally when Pacheco got hurt, and now he's been the guy. He's been having the hot hand. Pacheco hasn't really been playing that much. Obviously, they have Worthy, Xavier Worthy, the rookie that they traded the Bills traded up. I mean the you know they the Kansas City they want to go get they traded with the Bills and they got Worthy and he balled out 85 yards, one touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, he had two catches for 60 yards. So those players like Hollywood Brown, people forget Hollywood Brown is there. Like
It's just like,
DeAndre Hopkins is there. He only had one catch, but in certain moments, certain players are gonna get called up. Their numbers are gonna get called up, and
I
they're
mean,
gonna need them in big plays.
yeah, that's how you know, like, even though people are tired of seeing them, but like that's the championship pedigree. Like, just wait, guys get open, and there's no what to call at the right moment at the right time, and it just keeps working for them.
Yeah, like in the was it the last Super Bowl with like Kadarius Toney, like he was using that in that Super Bowl. Like it's certain players that are gonna get called up, and even though Kelsey didn't ball out, who knows? He can be balling out in the Super Bowl. Samaje P. Ryan, he's the third running back. He made the one catch that he caught was the one to get to already secure the win. He had one catch for 17 yards, and that was the one for the first down to secure the win for the in this game. Like these guys know how to win close games, regardless if they don't play well. They they they've done it. They've seen everything. They know how to win games. And yes, like I think people are annoyed of seeing the Chiefs, and like people don't want to see the Chiefs, and obviously the fans and everything, and obviously the outside things that kind of annoy people about the Chiefs. But like we are witnessing greatness. Like as sports fans, as us, and a lot of sports fans, like you got to understand, like they're going for a three-peat. That has never ever happened in NFL history. Not even the Brady era, or there's probably somebody else that had double. But like the fact that he's going for a three-peat, and if he wins it, he's basically he's with Brady in the GOAT conversation basically.
Yeah, it's like when you look at like Super Bowl history, the only quarterbacks who have at least four Super Bowl wins: Terry Bradshaw, Joe Montana, Tom Brady, and if Mahomes does that, he'll be in that conversation. Like, I know last year I said I wasn't outright ready to call him to go, but even if he wins, like, it's still mind blowing that like,
He's only 29, I think.
yeah,
Yeah,
like how
29.
short, just how short his career is, just like the success he keeps having. Like this dude, he's like he's the he's the promise, he's the chosen one.
Yeah, and
He's going to be
obviously
crowned as the king of the
and
league.
obviously with Andy Reid playing calling, but I think another thing that we need to shout out is their defense. Their defense has been playing really well with Chris Jones, Karlaftis, Trey McDuffie. And that last play, everybody knew what was coming. It was the blitz. The blitz, anything that nobody, the Bills probably would have never seen. Because, Spags, he doesn't blitz that often. But when he does,
Mhm.
it's going to be at certain key moments. And, like, the Bills they didn't even put protection on that play because they blitzed that one side wide. The defense was wide open just to get to Josh Allen.
Yeah, like what I feel like I said, the loss is on Josh Allen, but I think it's probably more of a reflection of the coaching staff because if Josh Allen gets outside, like the defense already knows, just like stay on him, make him like get outside. Like you didn't really see him take off running too much, but they just knew like for somebody as big as him, if you get him outside, then like you can capitalize on that opportunity to get him down.
But I mean, man, I don't know how the heck he even got that ball up there to even have Kincaid even get a chance. Like the fact that they were got pressure and the fact that he saw him and somehow got that ball up in the air to wherever he even had to potentially have, even if it's just like a 1% chance, just that one chance to even capture the ball. That says a lot about Josh Allen. Obviously Kincaid could have got the ball, but it's very difficult because he had to come back go get it. Obviously these
Like
guys.
he fixed his mechanics. Like for somebody as big as him, like he definitely learned how to change like his throwing angles and just really like I think that also helped his accuracy to a degree also.
Um, but yeah, man, like those players like Mac Hollins, he stepped up. Amari Cooper, let me see what he had because I just remember that one catch he had on third down, I think. Four catch, 33 yards. I think they should have used James Cook a little bit more. I was very shocked at that. And throughout the game in the fourth quarter, I saw him in the sidelines. I felt like he should have been used more, and especially on that drive to that they could have let him to go get a touchdown or tie the game. I felt like they should have just used him to run the ball or something because he had like what he was averaging like almost almost 7 yards
Yeah,
per carry, and I was very shocked that they he was on the sidelines, and you can kind of see it that he was kind of upset.
yeah. I think their game plan was like they wanted to keep establishing they wanted to keep trying to run the ball in different ways, but I don't want to say they got exposed, but like when you go deep into the playbook on the running plays, I just think like it wasn't enough. Just like their personnel wasn't enough. And I think to a way, I think they were trying to preserve Josh Allen so he doesn't get hurt. But because I know, I know, like Josh Allen, he limited the turnovers, but I think there are moments like that. Like if he takes off running, they probably have a chance, or like gets outside the pocket on a bootleg, they could have a chance.
Yeah. But man, we'll see. That is definitely for sure a um heartbreaking for Josh Allen and the Bills. And who knows, like does Sean McDermott come back?
I'm sure
Like
he does, but yeah, it's just
this
like
could be his last season, right? One more run and that's it because it's another loss. And Josh Allen
like
is 0-4 against Mahomes.
I do hate that in sports. Like as soon as you lost, like as soon as you lose, like everybody starts asking questions like, is it time to move on or all this and
Your
that?
job's in
But
question, like literally your job's in question, even though he has done a great job with the Bills and the franchise and and it was the second AFC Championship appearance. But there's certain things that you're gonna have to you get questioned about, and that's like you said, it sucks about sports, but it happens, man. But we'll see. We'll probably get another what episode for the Super Bowl preview. Talk about more of the Super Bowl as things go on. Um, what you got? Any other news? What? Obviously, Pete
mm,
Carroll went to the Raiders. That I think that's a great signing. The Raiders got Pete Carroll.
it
Um,
still depends on like whoever they pick up as quarterback.
quarterback. But Tom
Yeah,
Brady for sure was part of that coaching hiring. I'm sure he's gonna pick a quarterback. We'll see what happens in there. Obviously, the Cowboys they got Brian Schottenheimer, and I don't know about that. And they don't have that much cap space,
how
so
about
sucks
how
for them.
about
But
about Jerry? How about Jerry's responses in the press conference? Oh my god,
yeah,
it's so
obviously,
good not to be a Cowboys fan.
yeah. But like I said, it's gonna be after the Super Bowl ends. It's just off season, and regardless if there's no football, football's still gonna be the headlines everywhere. Off season, obviously the draft coming in April. Um, Football's still gonna take over. NBA don't NBA doesn't really start until like the playoffs start. To be honest with you, I haven't really watched NBA as much. Um, you know,
Who knows? More news might come out about the Super Bowl or whatever the hell's going on with Jimmy Butler.
yeah, where the hell is he going? I know. What is it? Trade deadline day is what is.
I think it's February 6th.
Oh damn. Yeah, we're gonna find out where the heck Jimmy Butler is. And shout out to Kevin Love on his IG post. That
I
guy.
What's so funny is like I feel like the whole team like they're just enjoying the show, even though like they still have to play games, but it's just it's really a game of cat and mouse between Jimmy Butler and Pat Riley at this point.
Yeah. But till then, we'll be back with another episode. Peace.
Goodbye.